one or two cases of doctors who were taken to an Israeli detention center. What happened to them afterwards, I don't know. I don't think they've been killed. I think
it's just kidnapping. It's just kidnapping. Beals, it's just kidnapping. Doctors of Hamas.
They are under arrest for whatever reason. But
so they could have been abducted.
Many doctors have been. Many doctors.
You're basically agreeing with him, aren't you?
No, I'm not. I'm saying that he talked about
you just said
many
you know
doctors
of some doctors who were detained.
I know of one or two. I know of one or two doctors.
You're confirming his story.
No, I'm not. I'm confirming a small part of what is true. The rest of it.
It's so interesting seeing him apply the same annoying techniques to the correct side. Like, every time I've been on this dude's show, how much to work. I could not get a single statement in edgewise before doing 10 Israel highs and 10 Hamas condemnations. You know what I mean? He is Hamas. Pierce, you are Hamas now. He's what? Dude. Pierce Morgan is going to demand condemnations of the state of Israel. Okay, I'm calling it. He's going to be like, do you condemn the He's basically doing that without those words, for the record. This was your viral clip from October 2023 with Pierce. Yeah. Just so you understand, a lot of people have yelled at me over the course of these past year and a half. Over the course of the past year and a half, a lot of people have yelled at me. This was my position on October 2023.
Allowed to defend itself from the worst terror attack since 9/11. If their mission now is to get rid of Hamas, then what they are doing is consistent with that, isn't it?
No, you said Israel has a right to defend itself. Absolutely zero people think that this is a ridiculous statement. However, how Israel is defending itself is collective punishment. Collective punishment in the form of depriving 2.2 million people of electricity, of water, of food, 51 people dying in the West Bank where, there is no Hamas in the West Bank, killing 3,480 Palestinians so far in Gaza, 1,000 plus children, 22 hospitals being bombed. These are horrifying crimes that you would openly say are horrifying and unjustifiable when Russia does it, but when Israel does it, Israel has a right to defend itself. This is identical to the same talking points that I've heard from every Israeli administration official. It's the same thing that I've heard from everyone else in the media. You might have been against the Iraq war, but you're using that for evil, in my opinion, at this point, if you are not sitting here and condemning those war crimes, those acts of violence, those acts of collective punishment.
The other one that's my famous clip of me yelling at a lot of people forget yelling at a person who's on both sides of the agenda. What do you mean both sides are in the wrong here? Like, what are you talking about? There's no both sides. I'm trying to find it.
Listen to what I'm saying, and you will understand, perhaps, what I'm trying to imply here.
That's very patronizing.
Utilizing the hostages. Yeah, I am being patronizing. I don't know who the you are, and you're over here chirping all the way from London about Palestine and doing a both sides are fine type bullshit. Where you're talking about you want to free Palestine, but also simultaneously.
So mad. That I just couldn't. Like, I couldn't, like, get the words out correctly. The girl.
Dissolve the apartheid.
So what would you like to
allow
see happen,
Palestinians breathing room. Allow. Do you not understand interplanetary apartheid regime?
They had a chance to rebuild.
You need this They have dog tags. Hopefully that's dog
They spent the last 15 plus years trying. They don't have enough land. There's never enough land for them instead of rebuilding.
That they deserve by international law since the inception of the Israeli nation state. The fact that you brought up the last 15 years is Palestinian crime is disgusting.
Oh, I have one more question.
Palestinians in the form of a state. It's just simply Palestinian.
I have one more question.
That's the thing that persists.
It's a lie. That Israel wanted to kill all the Palestinians. That's a genocide.
You recently went on Tim Pool and said he thought you were 21 years old.
I swear to you, I thought he was 21. That's what he asked.
This guy is a Hasanabi head, dude. My biggest dick rider of all time. That's the one, right? That's the one who's like constantly talking about me.
I literally thought he was 21. He looks like I'm not even gonna start.
Oh! What you gonna say? Hey, yo! One thing you can't deny. All my haters, they all hit the same bar. Stupid, sexy Hassan. Oh, I hate him. I hate how hot he is. Oh, he just looks a certain way that gets me going. Oh, oh. He's so young and hot.
Let's get this guy a big shot.
Yes, sir.
Views, man. Thank you, Tim.
That actually means there would have been many more deaths in Gaza. Each time Israel launches an air raid, we hear for Palestinians saying 24 people have died, 20 people have died.
So my question for you though is this. Alright. What you said was disgusting. Yeah, what you said was also genocide. So wait, where which made me a lot of Palestinians and kicking the rest out of the area. And that's the
Genocide is something which is top-down government policy and carried out systematically. That's not what is happening. He is definitely, some of his speeches are genocidal. There are other ministers who speak like this. Have genocidal
Israel might be doing war crimes that might be considered a genocide, but don't say it's a genocide. It's not a genocide. What is it then, man? You basically spelled it out. Can you imagine doing the ICJ prosecution like this? Listen. You don't get it. It walks like a duck. It quacks like a duck. I mean, it's not. You take my word for it. It's not.
To agreeing with me. Norman Finkelstein, I mean, the bottom line is, if it sounds from the rhetoric like a genocide, if the actions on the ground are becoming increasingly genocidal, if there's no other plan being put out there for what happens to Palestinian people other than many more will die and the rest will be thrown out of Gaza, I don't know what else you end up calling this. And, you know, I listened to that doctor. I didn't hear somebody that I felt was He's lost 78 members of his family.
I agree. I feel sorry for him, but they're caught up in the bad situation where Hamas controls the population and is willing to sacrifice as many civilians as they can to win world.
It seems like they're prepared to sacrifice. Norman Finkelstein.
They're not going to allow in any food, fuel, water, or electricity. Well, for a hermetically sealed population, that's a genocide. When the head of state, Mr. Netanyahu, compared our situation with Amalek and invoked the biblical reference, it was clear as he pressures escalated, they had to diminish the genocide. And then beginning roughly and all the cameras switched to the American election, Mr. Netanyahu was very sensitive to and knowledgeable of the American media. He then escalated the genocide again. And then, as you remember, because I did several programs with you at that time, as you remember, every day there was another massacre. There were so many massacres, it's impossible to remember. Now again, there were some I've not forgotten Danny, you have to remember that. I'll remember that. You remember that. There were times when and then diminished the genocide. Now, let's talk about the responsibility and the mindset. I mentioned Mr. Netanyahu. By the International Criminal Court. But it's not just the leadership. It's not just the leadership. The most recent poll showed that fully one half of Israeli Jews, we're talking now about the population, fully one half of Israeli Jews that Israel conducted genocide in Gaza. Okay, Benny.
Is that not normal? What is that? Things are very
It was the University of Pennsylvania poll. It was everywhere.
It was also conducted by the reputable Israeli polling organization that conducts all of the Israeli polls. It is a lie. No, you can't say it's a lie. That the questioning was different than normal polls. Because it's true, the question directly asks, like, the verdict was surely not usable. The total of 82. Dude, holy, you guys are trying to give me goddamn banned. The poll. You can criticize the way that they but it wasn't an effort to trick. It's just that, like, they have this graphic and then people are going to be like, oh, you're anti-Semitic. Shut the fuck up. The poll that was conducted by not just Penn State University, but Israeli polling organization. Okay? And not only that, but also geocartography, yeah. Israeli University. And the questions were directed as such. 47% answered yes to the question. Do you support the conquering an enemy city should act in a manner similar to the way Israelites did when they conquered Jericho under the leadership of Joshua, i.e. to kill all the inhabitants of Jericho. 47% of Israeli Jews answered yes to that question.
He's fully informed of the poll.
Would look at and go, this is the most insane thing I've ever heard in my entire life. What are you saying? And he'll be like, yeah, this happened, but it's good and it must happen. Like, I've never met someone who is this delusional to the way he is received by others. He'll just be like, at all.
Genocide.
Where did the polls say that? What? Benny is right. They didn't say I support the genocide of Pallies. Beta Wolf, you are a 44-month subscriber. The wording I already gave you. You heard the wording and you went, oh, it's not the same. Like, dude, it literally says should they kill all of the inhabitants of an enemy city? What do you think the enemy city is? Why do you think the invocation of the word Amalek is significant and is being used in the slightly autistic with it? No, dude, this is not about autism. This is being either obsessively obtuse. No, this isn't right after October 7. Why are you trying to defend it? No. This what the fuck is going on? Yeah, this was the article that was written. Yes, the transfer of 82% of Jews. Yes, the transfer. 82% of Jews in Israel favor deporting Gaza residents. Okay? The last couple of months.
What you said before about genocide is totally
We're going to have to ask Benny Morris to please allow me to speak.
Well, Benny, I will let
You're
you
taking
respond.
up all the time, though.
Yeah, Norman, you must give me
Finkelstein is getting all the
time.
time.
Okay, I will finish. I will finish. Then, one of the Israeli soldiers as killing children. He took it back. He took it back after he came under ferocious attack. But he himself acknowledged, when I debated Mr. Morris about a year ago, and I said that Israel he thought it was such a
It's not true. It's not true. What do you mean, bro? What, they just like accidentally perish? Like, what the f are you talking about? How many goddamn children have we seen with their like skull completely taken out by an Israeli rocket or a bullet?
After the foreign doctors in Gaza attested that the children were being shot in the head and the chest, was one of the
I must let Benny respond.
Support genocide. This is a total lie. Norman Finkelstein's imagination. It's not
It just keeps. I sometimes think to myself, is it because like you're so invested in the false reality that Israel is a force for good because you live there and it's so important to you that you have to defend its honor like this? And a big part of that is just simply lying to yourself, or is it because you are completely aware of what Israel is doing and you like what Israel is doing, but you at least understand that it's indefensible in the global stage, so therefore you have to willingly lie? It really doesn't matter what the motives are here, because you're still doing genocide denial. You're still doing Holocaust denial, and therefore, under normal circumstances, you would be punished. Like, what Benny Morris is doing, ironically enough, is illegal in Israel, and it's illegal in the UK. Of course, It's illegal in Israel and illegal in the UK only for the original Holocaust, right? Not the one that's currently happening. The one that's currently happening is not yet illegal to deny.
Said, and he's actually a very clever politician and usually tells things straight, and the truth was a slip of the tongue, and he said, I made a mistake. I said the wrong thing and I shouldn't have used that phrase, stupid phrase. Israeli soldiers do not target, as a rule, children. There may be, and I'm sure there are and have been, war crimes committed by Israeli soldiers and pilots perhaps in this war in the course of 19 months. But I don't think we should forget that Hamas is a homicidal, a homophobic, misogynist, totalitarian organization which tried to kill as many Israelis as they could, most of them civilians.
Nothing. There's nothing. All you got is, remember October 7. October 7. October 7. That's all he's got. Totalitarian. They don't even have a state, nor a standing military. What do you mean?
August, and what befell Gaza as a result is revenge for that attack by the Hamas, and the Hamas said they would do the same thing again if they are revived and resuscitated as a leading organization in the Gaza Strip. And I think that's the objective of the Israeli army, to end Hamas rule and to end the Hamas as an organization in the Gaza Strip. And anybody normal who doesn't support Islamists.
Hamas is misogynistic, which is why we have to kill all of the women in Palestine to liberate them from the misogynistic throes of Hamas.
Doesn't support anti-Semitism, doesn't support misogyny, doesn't support homophobia, should be against Hamas, which Norman Finkelstein apparently isn't.
Yeah, but I don't hear people supporting Hamas certainly in mainstream media or anywhere else. Everyone's of the unanimity that what they did was unconscionable and they should be held to account. The problem is the strategy in the Israeli government. Yes, I heard. I don't
still want to do and say
but Benny, let's just assume, because they said it themselves, in fact the spokesman said it after October the 7th, that if they can do it again and again, they will. But they want to get rid of all the Jews in Israel. Okay, that is Hamas.
And of the state of Israel. And of the state of Israel.
I've always said when we started, what is the emotional response to what happened?
Mr. Benny, I too do not entertain transgender ideology like Hamas. No identity politics, Mr. Benny. You are a fantastic moron. I've loved Norm Finkelstein so much. Oh God, he is what a incredible person, dude. Yes, Norm himself is Mr. Anti-Identity Politics, but he's also like 90 years old.
Happened, and what is the end game? What does Israel actually want at the end of this? And I'm beginning to think they don't have any plan at all. That actually what they're hoping is that they can pursue the line of many of the more right-wing.
Who's anti-IPOL? Oh, he's transphobic, yes. Yes, more people think he's transphobic. I don't give a shit. I thought everybody knew that already. He's also pro-Russian. I don't give a fuck. I mean, you clearly do. What? No, I don't care. I don't care what the opinions of a 90-year-old man is.